Folks, I'm back. So, my last video we talked about how JFK Jr. is still alive and he's going to be coming back soon. I just wanted to touch more on that whole thing. Now, the more I look into this, the more it kind of creeps me out. With his funeral, they cremated his ashes. There were only 17 people that attended this funeral. And on top of that, they had a burial at sea. It's kind of shady to me. Just a little bit. Just a little shady. And by a little, it's a lot. Now, the reason why he would go ahead and fake his own death is to throw the deep state off of his trail. As I mentioned, he could have possibly gone to Aristotle Onassis' island off the coast of Greece that he owned and hid out. He could have hid at Camelot. There's a reason why nobody that isn't a Kennedy can get onto the Kennedy compound. Kennedy compound is very well protected, and it's very well watched by those that worked for the Kennedys. So, why would JFK Jr. kill himself? Or, better yet, stage his own death? The reason being is he wanted to expose the deep state eventually. He created Q and QAnon, and he is the one that's going to come back and he's going to let everybody know what the fuck's been going on. The deep state has taken too much of a stronghold in the United States since they killed his father. George H.W. Bush, I touched on that, how he was a big orchestrator of said tragedy with his father. His father being killed in Dallas in 1963. He's going to expose the deep state, whether it be through QAnon or with his buddy Donald Trump. He and Donald Trump were very good friends, and he was also quoted saying, Donald Trump would make a great president. Now, a lot of you don't like Donald Trump. Too fucking bad. You've been conditioned to think a certain way. Start waking up. You're asleep. And it's sad to see my fellow Americans, like yourselves, still sleeping. I have not been sleeping for a long time. You can call me crazy. Go ahead. I've heard it before. But in the other instances where I've been called crazy in certain things, when the truth finally came out, I get looked at sideways like, how the hell does this guy know all this shit? I know this because I've done my own legwork with other people in researching, and, well, I'm not going to admit to anything. Let's just put it that way. Admitting would be an admission of guilt, and I'm not about to do that, because I'm guilty of nothing other than trying to help you, my fellow Americans. Now, in exposing the deep state, that could go bad for Washington, D.C. and most of the people that are part of the cabal. The central banking cartels will fall, and the United States will actually come back to its own entity. We won't be part of the central banks anymore. And the deep state doesn't like that. The Federal Reserve will crumble. Trump wants to do away with the Federal Reserve just as JFK Sr. did. Why did he want to do away with it? You have to ask yourself that. Look for the answers. Look in simple economics. The biggest names in the deep state are the Clintons and the Bushes. Now, the Johnsons, they're long gone. As far as I could see, there are no descendants of Lyndon Johnson involved in politics in Washington. I may be wrong, but as far as I could tell, there was nobody connected to LBJ, who is an evil son of a bitch. He wanted to be president, and he had Kennedy killed with George H.W. Bush. Now, the deep state wants the open borders, and the Clintons and the Bush want the open borders. They want a one-world government. They're part of the NWO deep state scheme. And the reason being, with the whole open borders thing, is you can declare martial law with an influx of people that are criminals. Illegal immigrant is not a race. I come from a line of immigrants. Sicily, Greece, Poland, Canada. They all filed the correct paperwork, and all came here the right way. Who the hell says that these people can come here and start sponging off of our government? And this is part of the reason why JFK Jr. faked his own death back in 1999. He knew what the Clintons and the Bushes were up to, especially Daddy Bush. His nickname was Poppy. His big thing, he wanted all the poppy fields in Vietnam. The best way to bring a society down is with drugs. Now, I'm not talking about some fucking plant. Roll a joint, smoke, do your fucking thing with that. Weed ain't all that bad. But heroin's the best way to control a population. Hard drugs. And the Bushes and the Clintons are part of that. They're part of child trafficking, human trafficking in general. They are not good people. And JFK Jr. knew they were coming after him. They don't want good people like JFK Jr. in politics. JFK Jr. did everything he could to stay hidden for this long. Now he's coming out in full force. And when he finally makes himself known, people are going to literally, not euphemistically, literally shit their pants. And I cannot wait for that. Because those of you who are calling me crazy now, when it happens, you're going to sit here and say, well, this guy has some kind of weight to what he's saying. Now, with the Bushes and the Clintons and the open borders, JFK didn't believe in the open borders. He believed in immigration. He believed in coming here to make a better life for yourself the right way, not the wrong way. Don't jump over the border and expect us to give you free shit. I see it every day. Call me cantankerous, call me bitter. I don't give a shit. That's your opinion. I am not stating opinion, I'm stating facts. And these facts are justified. Now, more about Vincent Fusca. Vincent Fusca is just a new face, a new name. Someone that just came from out of nowhere. And in coming from out of nowhere, nobody can really tell where the fuck he came from. He's used a couple other disguises. His wife is really Carolyn Bessette. And if you actually take the time to do your own research, which I beckon you to do, is look at some of the videos of Trump's rallies. Trump's doing something that's going to help our country. Do not fight him. You can hate some of his candor. I don't agree with some of his candor. I have friends from Puerto Rico that sit there and they say, well, he's a racist. He may come off as a little racist. I'm not going to disagree with that. To quote him, Puerto Ricans are my least favorite Mexicans. Puerto Ricans aren't Mexicans at all. Anybody with half a brain can fucking distinguish that. That stuff I don't disagree with him. He is a little kooky. He's a little too bold sometimes. But that's what we need right now. The deep state wanted JFK Jr. dead because if he were actually in politics like he wanted to be and run for a Senate seat in New York, he would have been groomed to run in 2004 for the presidency against George W. Bush. And the Bushes didn't want that. The Clintons for sure hell didn't want that at all. Clintons are evil. So aren't the Bushes. The Bushes are war criminals. Big time war criminals. Look at what W did. 9/11 was an inside job that was staged off his father's proposal of Operation Northwoods to JFK. And in becoming Vincent Fusca, JFK Jr. was able to hide this long. Now, sitting here, you might wonder, how I get all this stuff. You can keep on wondering. I'm not going to admit it unless I am under oath in front of Congress. And even then, I'll tell them to go fuck themselves because it's not their right to know. It's our right to know. They work for us. And JFK Jr. was going to work for us. Now, had things played out differently, he didn't fake his death. He would have won the Senate seat against Clinton. He would have stuck with the Senate in New York State right up until 2004. And he would have ran for election and pulled papers to run for the presidential election. You would have seen another Kennedy, but Jr. this time, as the President of the United States from 2004 to 2016. 2012, sorry. Shitty math. 2012, you would have seen him right up those 8 years. And to be honest, they didn't want that. They didn't want another Kennedy 8 years in office. He would have exposed the Clintons and the Bushes. Now, you're looking at 8 years of that. What would have happened? You would have seen him do the same thing his father wanted to do. 9/11 still would have happened. Bush still would have been president, but he was a one-term president at that point. One. Only one goddamn term. One. I can't stress that enough. One. He would not have won against JFK Jr. in 2004 had he not staged his death. And in 2012, who knows what the field would have looked like? It could have been Obama. Maybe it would have been Trump. Whoever JFK's running mate was could have run. And you'd see the whole shit show go down. The ending of the Fed. Better lives for all of us. The stopping of the enslavement of the American people. These are things that you need to take into consideration. Because at the end of the day, whatever helps anybody sleep at night most of it's wrong. You can think, oh, well, my job is safe. No, it's not safe. You have to tell yourself to take the red pill. Stop taking the fucking blue pill. Take the red pill. Wake up. That ain't coffee you're smelling. That's the red pills you're smelling. Take the damn red pill. Follow who Vincent Fusca is. And you'll see that I am right. The facial recognition programs and the aging programs we used, Vincent Fusca is JFK Jr. And to think otherwise, you're still asleep. It's taken me this long to figure it out. It's taken me this long to get to where I need to with my research. So, in short, keep an eye on QAnon. Keep an eye on what's coming up in the next few months. Trump wants to shut down the border and put a wall up. He wants to stop the drugs coming into this country, the criminals. He wants to bring the crime rate down. He's brought the jobs back. The numbers don't lie. Facts don't lie. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Do you know why? Because facts are better than opinion and your feelings. You can try and hurt my feelings. I'm a goddamn savage. And the reason being is what I have found. Fusca, remember, darkness. Vincent, translated from Latin, conqueror, conqueror of darkness. The darkness being the deep state, those who don't believe in the American Constitution anymore. The American politicians lost their way a long time ago. And this is what I am trying to prove to you folks. So, thanks again for your time. I've got some things to do. I've got some more fuckery to spread around the internet. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a subscribe. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you folks soon.